At the same time, the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya's manifesto has also set out to enhance social protection for the country's population in a raft of measures that range from addressing the women, youth, children vulnerability and ensuring food security, amongst other issues as well. Brenda Wanga breaks down this particular agenda.
Even before the launch of the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya's 2022 election manifesto, the coalition has been campaigning on the back of a promise to lessen the burden of the cost of living on the citizenry through a social protection program that would put money directly into vulnerable households.
Implement cash transfer of 6,000 monthly stipend to each of vulnerable households.
This monthly stipend is only one of the social protection and welfare pillars of the social transformation agenda of Azimio. Under the Inua jamii, Pesa Mfukoni plan, the Azimio government will provide social assistance to single mothers, expand existing cash transfer schemes to include cash transfers to the elderly, orphans and vulnerable children, persons living with severe disabilities, as well as a social protection plan for the unemployed in the same design as Kazi Mtaani. The coalition has now cemented its promise of access to education for the country's children and youth through what it calls the West Not a Single Child plan. Under this arrangement, the government will plan to invest in a comprehensive program that will ensure access to quality education that will be free from ECDE level right through university and including tertiary levels as well. It will promote digital literacy through access to fast, reliable internet across the learning institutions in Kenya. All children in ECDE and lower primary will access one nutritional meal per day with an Azimio government, while it will also strive to improve the teacher-student ratio and improve education facilities and infrastructure countrywide, while building schools where there are none.
We'll ensure all unemployed trained teachers are absorbed.
The Azimio manifesto seeks to address food security through what they are calling the fukuza njaa program. Through this plan, the government, if elected, will increase food production by working with the county governments, ensuring availability of food through adequate strategic food reserves, improving food handling, storage and transport to minimize wastage. Azimio also says it will monitor food prices to curtail exploitative practices. It will promote agricultural mechanization while reducing the cost of production and creating awareness on healthy and nutritious foods. Under the Azimio government, the youth are set to benefit through deliberate measures aimed at tapping the potential of this group that makes up 75% of the country's population. The Raila-led Azimio government says it will, amongst other things, better the lives of the youth. This will be done by creating a Ministry of Youth Affairs, creating employment and entrepreneurship chances for the youth, making available and accessible credit facilities with favorable terms for the youth, establishing innovation hubs, reviewing HELB loans and CRB listing for graduates, and reforming the education system from primary to university level to include essential skills framework to ensure that the youth are building skills needed for the future. Azimio One Kenya says under its leadership, they will strive to enable women, widows and single mothers make their contribution to nation building by establishing incubation centers for businesses targeting women, increasing the uptake of young women into TVET and STEM, improving access to government-guaranteed funds and affordable credit to women. In the same breath, Azimio says while it will ensure all girls in public schools have access to sanitary towels that will be locally manufactured, working women will also benefit from flexible working plans. It will enhance prevention of female genital mutilation and provide integrated one-stop sexual and gender-based violence response centers in all healthcare facilities. An Azimio government will, if elected into office, provide relief for potential house owners through its plans of offering tax relief for savings in approved home owners' savings plans, tax relief on mortgages, reduction in construction costs, provision of affordable tenant purchase schemes to low-income earners through the housing funds, and supporting county governments to build new and decent social housing. Kenyans living in the diaspora are also catered for in the Azimio's manifesto. Those living outside Kenya and willing to invest will benefit from the setting up of a diaspora investment bank that will cater to their investment needs, a review in the policy and laws, and the removal of red tape that have made it difficult for them to invest in Kenya. Beyond that, the Azimio coalition says it will push for representation in parliament for the Kenyans living in the diaspora. Through the same social transformation agenda, Azimio says it will make inclusivity a top priority, especially for those living in marginalized areas, while at the same time incorporating faith-based organizations in promoting national values and ethos. And at the same time, it will work to improve industrial and labor relations across the country. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV, Nairobi.